So, folks, we need to talk about how things are going with the United States economy. And how things are going with the US economy are... It's not great, right? Basically, as far as I can tell from a bunch of the analysis I've read, a large amount of what is keeping our Wall Street afloat right now is basically a high degree of speculative investment into AI technology. Virtually none of that investment has seen a return whatsoever. And, you've got Sam Altman going on podcasts talking about how because of OpenAI, we're going to be able to build a Dyson sphere around the solar system and not just absolute nonsense, right? And that's not good, because if that bubble pops, the stock market is going to collapse quite a bit, right? To say the least. Really? They are losing like hundreds of billions of dollars investing into AI. And we have to talk about something that we learned today, or rather, something we didn't learn today. And that is very specifically the Bureau of Labor Statistics, without reason, has delayed and postponed their data report. And that's really bad, because basically the Bureau of Labor Statistics is the statistical agency. It is the data upon which all business in the country relies on, and Donald Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because, well, the Bureau was putting out economic data that was not good for his political outlook. And just a week ago, it came out that, oh no, the Bureau of Labor Statistics had to revise the labor numbers, the amount of jobs that are being created, etc. And it turns out that the U.S. economy lost over 900,000 jobs in recent months. And that's to give you guys a bit of a peek behind the curtain. You need basically 150,000-ish new jobs being created every month in order to keep up with the number of people who are turning 18. And the fact that this got revised down so much is very bad for general economic outlook, right? The fact that the new report isn't being released, and they aren't saying why, is also really bad. Now, has the Bureau of Labor Statistics delayed releasing reports before? Yes. However, every time they've done that in the past, they have stated a reason for why it is being delayed. And this time, there is no stated reason. And, well, this is starting to trickle down into not just, like, the outlook of Democrats or even independents on how the economy is doing, or how even Trump's general term is doing. It's also hitting Republicans. Well, let's just take a look at this chart. This is data put out from last year, January of 2024 to September of 2025. This was put together by AP, Associated Press. Pessimism among Republicans spikes for the first time since Trump's second inauguration. So you can see pessimism was up at 91% at the beginning of 2024. And then, wow, Republicans got so optimistic that pessimism went down to 26%. Only 26% of Republicans were feeling pessimistic. Since Donald Trump's inauguration, that number has doubled. And specifically, it has doubled since June of this year. And that's not even taking into account the fact that, like, independents have had their pessimism spike. Democrats are kind of holding steady at, like, high 80, low 90s. But this spike right here is very telling about where the Republican base is right now. I mean, just know, like, even if Republican pessimism hadn't spiked, we're looking at like 90+% of Democrats and 3/4 of independents feeling negatively about this administration. Oh, sorry. You're right. You're right. Depraved ambiance. That's my bad. It's not 75% of independents. That is the overall value at the average between the two. That's my bad. I apologize. Good catch. But we're in a time where it turns out Republicans are kind of figuring out, oh no, the Trump administration might be full of bullshit. Okay? And yes, Nathan Nielsen, yeah, Trump has been really bad for the economy. And, you know, they rolled out a new policy initiative today. Just today, effective immediately. Any H-1B visa holder has to pay $100,000 to the US government. If you are coming into the United States as a highly qualified technical worker, they are now requiring you to pay $100,000 to enter the country. You have to be able to demonstrate that you have paid them $100,000 before they let you in. That is crazy. This is some economy tanking bullshit. They also added the gold card where you can just pay $1 million and be able to live here. How does that benefit the economy? That's the great part, Zero. It doesn't. That's the great part. This is like shooting yourself in the foot and then not being satisfied with that, shooting yourself in the dick. It's genuinely insane. There is no upside here. The general premise that they were operating on is that, like, oh, the H-1B visa workers are coming in and taking jobs away from equally qualified white workers, except that they're not actually. And so this is basically just you're all familiar. Is it still timely to make a Monty Python reference? This is like the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Quest of the Holy Grail. Like they're just chopping off their own limbs. It's crazy. Just a flesh wound, yeah. $100,000 for a visa to just work here. Insane. This is, when we talk about like fascism being like a self-destructive ideology, like, I mean, economically, this is about as clear-cut as it gets. And, you know, something tells me that Donald Trump knows that this is a shot in the dick. And here he is talking about it.
We'll see what happens with 50,000. 50,000 is a pretty big number. Never come close. We're not so far away from it. So that's because they see what's happening. Not so much what's happening exactly right now, but they see all the plants that are being built. They see the kind of investment that's going to be made. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see we'll just see what happens. You know, like you know, we got a couple of ideas, and you know, you might not have caught it. Let's play that clip again.
With 50,000, 50,000 is a pretty big number. Never come close. We're not so far away from it. So that's because they see what's happening. Not so much what's happening exactly right now, but they see all the plants that are being built.
You know, they all see what's happening. They all want to come here. You know, all these people want to come here. They want to pay millions of dollars to come here, or hundreds of thousands of dollars to come here, because they're seeing what's... I mean, well, they're not seeing what's happening right now, but they're seeing all the plants being built. What he's talking about is that he knows the economy is dog shit. He knows the economy is dog shit. And so he's saying, like, well, you know, the economy's bad right now, but they see all of these plants being built, implying that in the future, the economy is not going to be dog shit. Except that they're not building those plants. No one has reshored jobs to the United States. The South Koreans who were coming here to build a factory for Hyundai, they brought all their workers back home. Like the other South Korean workers, they all went home because they don't want to deal with this bullshit. And guess what? South Korea makes all of our cars run. So like those factories aren't going to work without the assistance of these people that we have deeply offended and would be justified in never working with us again. So, this man, I think, might have an idea that the economy is actually dog shit, since he's talking about, like, well, maybe it's gonna get better in the future. Maybe. It's ludicrous what is happening. And, I think Republicans, and I think people across the political spectrum, are seeing this man just spout absolute gibberish.
UN next week? You're going to the UN?
I'll be at the UN. I'll be making a speech, yes.
And are you meeting any other world leaders?
Many of them.
And can you tell
Who
me?
are you meeting, Mr. President?
Well, I'm meeting
Syria,
them. They're being
Zelensky.
set up.
What is your goal from attending that meeting? What do you hope to get out of it?
World peace. Nobody's done a better job than I've done on world peace. Nobody's settled so many wars as I have.
Did he forget the goddamn word war? Like, I'm sorry.
So many wars as I have.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this man really stands for world peace. This man who just today bragged about bombing another ship in the Caribbean. Are you kidding me? Like, are you being so for real right now? He's bombing random boats in the Caribbean and just declaring it on social media, presenting it to the world without evidence. It's genuinely fucking insane. It's I don't even know how to put it into words here. Do I have the post? Yeah, here it is. On my orders, the Secretary of War ordered a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel affiliated with a designated terrorist organization conducting narco trafficking in the U.S. Southcom area of responsibility. Like this, he doesn't even say which organization. Intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking illicit narcotics and was transiting along a known narco-trafficking passage route to poison Americans. The strike killed 3 male narco-terrorists aboard the vessel, which was in international waters. No U.S. forces were harmed. Stopped selling fentanyl, narcotics, and illegal drugs in America, and committing violence and terrorism against Americans. Like, dude is just, like, insane. He's talking about, like, world peace. Well, his vice president is joking about, how boats shouldn't go anywhere in the Caribbean right now. Hold on, guys. So is the whole Department of War thing actually real? Yes, it is real. To be clear, our president, who has ambitions for a Nobel Peace Prize, is currently in the business of just murdering random people in the Caribbean for no reason, without any evidence being presented. Like, it's disgusting. Yeah, the reason is just trust us, bro, exactly. But I'm gonna just, just to string all this together, there's a lot of economic suffering that is already baked into what has happened in this country, and everyone is gonna start to feel it. Everyone is gonna start to feel it, and they are especially gonna feel it if that AI bubble bursts. If the AI bubble bursts, I can't even begin to speculate what would happen. So, all that being said, I think people are primed and starting to understand en masse that this man is a complete and utter clown, full of lies, and that's finally breaking through to some people in the base. It's inevitable. Well, I think the AI collapse is inevitable. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but none of the macro elements of what's happening economically with that are sustainable. None of that is sustainable. I was watching an interview recently, and it seemed an economist who specializes in this was it's going to require all money, all venture capital on Earth is going to be burned through by this time next year if investment in AI keeps pace with what would be necessary for it not to burst. It's not possible for it not to burst and maintain this level of investment that has kept the Wall Street numbers going up. The first term wasn't enough for them to realize. Honestly, the first term for them, they did okay, and they really liked owning the libs. Trump is trying to do something different this time around, and he has like this roadmap sketched out for him by Project 2025. And so a lot more damage is being done, and that damage is going to be felt in a way that it wasn't the first time around. Not saying that damage wasn't done the first time around, but all Americans are going to feel it this time around. So, in a sense, guys, I'm a little hopeful. And in another sense, like, boy, the stock market is not going to be doing great soon. I don't know when. Not investment advice, but the macroeconomics of AI are unsustainable. And a lot of people are starting to figure that out, given that none of these AI companies are making money. So, with all that being said, things are only going to get worse economically, politically. Trump is only going to become more unpopular due to those factors, due to the fact that he's like attacking nationally well-known and well-liked comedians, due to the fact that the economy is going to get a lot worse, noticeably worse. And I think that what we need to do, and again, it always keeps coming back to this, you need to organize locally, folks. Organize with your local church if you need to. Organize with your local soup kitchen, your local homeless shelter, your local support groups, your LGBT centers, your libraries, your local Dems, your local DSA. Organize locally and build up that local power. Get your friends to join in too, because we need to be ready for the economic turmoil that's going to be coming, the political turmoil that is going to come. And also, we need to be ready for the electoral fight for our lives next year. We need to do it, Get your union on board. We need to organize, and we need to be ready, and we need to be able to defend our communities, to pass legislation in our cities to protect the vulnerable, to protect those that the administration would target. We need to be able to hold fast to one another, and we need to be able to organize people to go to the polls in 2026. I know a lot of people are worried that Trump is just going to press the cancel elections button. There is not a button to do that. There is not a mechanism for him to do it. And you need to be under the assumption we are going to have elections. And if somehow he pulls some shit and the elections are canceled, then we're in an entirely new ball game. But until such a time as that happens, and that would be some real out of left field shit, we need to organize as if we are going to have those elections, and then we need to win said elections. Okay? That is our goal. That is the game. If you need help joining and organizing locally, you can join our Discord. Gamergy, reach out to Gamergy. Gamergy will help you join your local DSA and organize with them effectively, or even create your own branch of DSA. And Dragonfly, reach out to Dragonfly, and she will help you organize with your local Dems and help radicalize them to better politics. Okay? Y'all need to get together and do this shit, because it's very important that we get our shit together. And yes, Shoot Bang, love Jeet here. Everyone should follow Jeet here, by the way. This is the biggest attack on free speech since the McCarthy era, but it also has significantly less popular consensus behind it than the second Red Scare. It's being done on behalf of a minority faction led by the most unpopular president in modern history. Organizing against this can win, and we will do that. So I want each and every one of you to look around and figure out what you can do in order to make your local communities organized and in order to get ready to fucking fight politically. Y'all, we do not have the luxury of being politically ineffective. You got to look around and figure out how to be effective. So that is your task. That is what you must do. And that's your homework, folks. And with that, let's move on.
Riverboat deck is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, dating, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack, Riverboat.